Nastula is 36, 6 feet tall, 221 pounds, 0-2 in Pride Fighting Championships. Edson Rio Drago is 28, 6'2", 220 pounds, making his debut in Pride.
Well, just look at these two body types. You know which one I'm going for.
Both very physically well put together. Edson Drago making his debut in Pride Fighting Championships with a mixed martial arts record of 9-0, 7 knockouts, known for his explosive power and quick KOs, but he's taking on one of the top judokas the world has ever seen. Nastula 0-2 so far in Pride, has acquitted himself well. We'll find out tonight if third time is indeed the charm.
Nastula's biggest problem is he's never been able to adapt from that 5-minute round that he gets in judo to the 20-minute fight he gets in Pride. Oh, good duck. Nice job stepping in.
Right away to that Greco-Roman clinch. Drago jockeying for position, delivering some knees from within the clinch, and now they unload on each other. Drago getting the better of that early exchange.
Oh, good job. Okay, smart move by Nastula, getting it to the ground as quickly as possible. Though he's not in a really good position, he was kind of in half guard. It's a bit of a neutral position, and a guy like Drago that can strike that much, you don't want him on top of you in the spot.
Drago's been training in mixed martial arts for 3 years. As an amateur boxer, went 33-5 with 30 KOs. Don't have to tell you what his MO is here in his debut, although Nastula going for an armbar early.
He might get it. He's got this tight. He's got to bring his right knee just a little bit higher up on his shoulder, try and pitch that head off. He needs to get 2 hands on it. Oh, he's going to swing. Oh, I thought he was going to swing to the bottom side.
Drago.
Yeah, good work.
And Nastula looking for the early submission victory. They'll be back on their feet to start things. And Nastula, of course, we talk about him being winless so far in Pride Fighting Championships, but at his debut at Critical Countdown 2005, he suffered a first-round TKO at the hands of former Pride World Heavyweight Champ Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. In his last appearance, New Year's Eve, was submitted via rear naked choke by Alexander Emelianenko, two of the bigger names here in Pride Fighting Championships.
You know, when I teach seminars throughout the country, I try to explain to everybody, as a fighter, you've got to take advantage of the opportunities you get. And I've had several fights where I didn't take advantage of the opportunities, and end up losing them. And that could have been Nastula's only chance to really finish that fight.
Nastula now has Drago again in that clinch along the ropes and hasn't maintained. Actually, he's got the mount here. Full mount achieved by Nastula, now trying to neutralize Drago on the bottom, and a very precarious position for the Brazilian bomber who's representing Brazilian top team, a position I'm sure he does not want to be in against a former Olympic gold medalist in judo at the 96 Atlanta Games.
We're going to see how good Drago's, at least his mount defense, is going to be here. I really like how Nastula's got his left leg up a little bit higher on the shoulders, using his left arm to kind of wrap that arm down. Because remember, Drago's right-handed, he's got him on the bottom, and so he's tying up that right arm as best he can, Nastula is, and that's going to really keep Drago in a spot from being able to move.
Raining in those right hands. Drago busy on the bottom trying to sweep Nastula, but a very good mount achieved here. Now raining in unanswered right hands. Drago needs to defend himself intelligently as the...
Nice, look at that knee coming high. See how Nastula's got his right knee up nice and high? He's got him pinned off. He can't turn. He's using a great job keeping his knees, not letting Drago get his back to the mat. As long as he doesn't stay flat on the mat, he can keep him pinned down. Now he's caught in the corner. This is a really bad spot. Drago's he basically might as well just give him his back at this point, like he's doing right now, just trying to roll out.
And if Nastula is able to secure the hooks, it could be more problems for Edson Drago here in his Pride Fighting Championships debut.
He's doing a good job of covering up, but he's not getting out. He's got to move his hips and try and get out of the spot.
But again, they are in the corner, and knowing Nastula, I'm sure he'd like to go for the armbar if given an opportunity, though he's been very successful thus far with the ground and pound, but because they're in that corner, there's not enough real estate to really try to maneuver for the arm lock, so he's content doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough space to move his hips as the ref stops and restart him in the center, bring him up.
And this could be even more dangerous for Drago.
Neutral corner is going to Safety always an issue. Always an issue. They're making sure that the fighters are always in can't take any permanent damage. I'm gonna take a look at that cut real quick just to make sure everything's fine. But yeah, you're right, Marv. When you're in the corner, it would have been hard for Nastula to try to rotate off that armbar. He needed to stay on top and keep the ground and pound. So he got a little more space.
Contrary to what some people may tell you, mixed martial arts, one of the safest sports on the planet, as you were seeing right here. The stoppage, timeout called as they address the cut on Drago's forehead, and really that's what makes pride fighting and the entire sport of MMA the fastest growing sport in the world, as now one of the top 50 judokas in the world. Pawel Nastula back in the full mount.
Bad position to be in, but at least he's got a little bit more space to move. Drago does, so hopefully he's got to push him off. Holding on is not going to help. He needs to get space. He needs to get his holding on in this position. Oh, he's doing a good turn. He may get it off just by strength and power. He does. Nice sweep. Great work.
Half butterfly guard now in the open guard, and Drago dropping those hammer fists on Nastula.
Drago's so strong. Drago's best position right now is to try to earn a couple points back by staying in this spot. Trying to see if he can work out this ground and pound. He's got a couple knockouts from this position, from knocking guys out in this ground and pound. So I think for him right now, he's pretty safe staying here.
Of course, with an open guard, the onus is on the fighter from top position to try to go for the guard pass, although from the bottom, Nastula maneuvering for an armbar.
Great change. Let's see if he can work it out. He's not it.
Driving zips down, and it's over. Pawel Nastula indeed records his first victory in Pride Fighting Championships, and an entertaining matchup with the debuting Edson Rio Drago. Eun Su is 24, 6'1", 212 pounds, making his debut in Pride Fighting. Yoshihiro Nakao is 34, 5'9", 217 pounds. Also his first appearance in Pride Fighting Championships.
Okay, no headbutt, no low blowing, no kiss, okay? No elbow, no low blowing, okay? Clean fight, check. Corner.
Now undefeated in his mixed martial arts career, Nakao's 4-0 with 2 no contests in MMA, has taken on some tough fighters like Don Fry and Cabbage Carrera and prevailed in those encounters.
I was a little worried when Nakao's corner was holding him back, kissing his opponent. Makes me a little nervous.
New acquisition for Pride Fighting Championships, looking to be a hero to the Pride Fighting Championships fans as he takes on another newcomer, Eun Su. Nice takedown by Nakao.
Good wrestling skill so far. It's a pretty decent shot right after the beginning. Good takedown.
Well, he's a 2001 and 2002 Emperor's Cup All Nippon Freestyle Wrestling champion.
Here's the problem. He's putting himself off by trying to push him through the ropes a little bit more. He needs to turn to his right. Nakao does a little bit to try to get
the referee's going to extricate them from the ropes.
And that he's going to move him away from the ropes too.
And now it's going to turn him towards the center of the ring area where Nakao looking to find the same position here from the referee. And look at him right away, jumps the guard and passes it to side control here. Doing a good job cross-facing him while he's at it.
Little Matt Hume style. One of our more famous judges here at Pride for America, Matt Hume, has the same kind of style on top.
Nakao hammer fisting Eun Su, just wants to keep him close right now. And there's the crab crawl back to the corner.
Good job putting him now. So with the guy sitting up like this, now you got a position, you get a little separation, and you start to really light up on the guy's head right here because there's so much space.
The Millennium Corner, as Ikuhisa Minowa refers to it. But now Nakao just posturing up there and trying to create distance with some strikes and some vicious right hands, really unloading now on Eun Su.
For you new fighters out there, this is not a position you want to be in. Su's got to move his body. He's got to get out of the way here. He's got to get out of this corner. You do not want to be pinned up against the corner at any time during a fight.
Absolutely relentless is Yoshihiro Nakao, as he totally dominates Eun Su in the early going here, as we've gone over the minute mark, actually nearing 2 minutes of this opening 10-minute round here.
Fight!
Needs to take Nakao needs to take his left leg and try to move his heel all the way up to Su's butt to try to get by this half guard. Half guard really is a neutral position. Anybody's game still with the half guard.
You know, it's interesting. Nakao just outweighs Eun Su by 5 pounds, but in the early going appears to be much stronger than the South Korean fighter.
It really does. And he's throwing a lot of these punches with a lot of intent, so hopefully he's got some cardio background to maintain it, because when you throw every single punch as hard as you can, you'll get tired very, very quickly.
Looked like he was going to go for the guard pass, now falls into the closed guard of Eun Su. He's doing a real good job of controlling his head and neutralizing it for the striking attack. Eun Su's trained in mixed martial arts for 5 years. Took wrestling to prepare for MMA. Has trained in boxing at a sports university in South Korea, but so far unable to get on track here against more dominant Yoshihiro Nakao.
Now you can see how bit of an armbar position. He's out though. He's got his elbow bent.
And now gives up his back. And a nice knee to the head by Nakao. Another
Six got to move. He's got to get up. He's got to turn. He's got to turn and face him, get his hands up, start the battle. If you notice, on Nakao has that freestyle wrestling background, like I said earlier, Mauro. He's using it. He's always aggressive, always coming forward. You can always tell a great wrestler. He's always stepping forward, always coming after it. Good position here in the corner. I see a big power double A coming on here pretty quick.
You can see the Eun Su trying to maneuver for a guillotine choke. Nothing there as Nakao just powers him to the canvas again, right into side mount. Eun Su, a bloody nose, probably the byproduct of those knee strikes that we just saw.
You know, when you're in a position and you take one big knee strike, you need to move immediately. When you take a series of them, obviously you're doing something wrong. You can't sit there and take 3 or 4 knee strikes. Or 3 or 4 punches in the same position. You should always move as soon as you get that first hit.
Another hammer fist dropped by Nakao. And now Eun Su just holding on as he tries to neutralize both of Nakao's hands.
He's really just being very, very defensive. I don't know if he's first time in Pride has got him rattled a little bit, but Su's really not doing anything. He's really not moving except trying to be defensive at this point.
Referee has called a timeout. He's reaching into his pocket, and I do believe that Eun Su is going to be issued a yellow card for passivity on the bottom. Not really doing much to try to improve his position, but when you have there's the look that says it all, Mr. Trigg.
And that from here at ringside, that card actually looks a little lime green. So, but yeah, the yellow card, as Mauro mentioned earlier, 10% out of his purse automatically for that yellow card being issued. Just
adding insult to injury as they are checking on Eun Su now, who has again received myriad hammer fists, the knee strikes, and look at that mouse that's developing under the left eye. It looks to be pretty dangerous there. Starting
to close up his. I'm sorry, Mark. Starting to close his eye up a little bit, and also too, if you notice here at the Pride Fighting Championship, 7 doctors always in attendance. 7.
I wouldn't be surprised if they stop this fight. His eye, I mean, it's practically shut.
Yeah, his eye.
Stop.
It's over.
It's over.
Eun Su
safety
forced
to
surrender here. The doctor stopping the fight. Safety is paramount in Pride Fighting Championships, and a winning debut for Yoshihiro Nakao, blowing kisses to the crowd in his inimitable.
Akoga 183センチ 92.8 キロ Vitor
Vitor Belfort is 29, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds, 4-2 in Pride.
180センチ 92.9 キロ Takahashi
Yoshiki Takahashi is 36, 5'9", 200 pounds, 0-2 in Pride, Fighting Championships. Trig, both these warriors at a career crossroads, a very important fight for each of them. As Takahashi coming off 2 consecutive victories in Pancrase, hoping to bring that momentum to Pride, while Vitor Belfort, he remains an enigma in this sport.
The Phenom was a Phenom for so long, and then just kind of lost it.
Ready? Fight!
Belfort coming off a loss to Alistair Overeem in June of this year on a show in San Jose, California. That, of course, a rematch from the first round of the 2005 Pride Middleweight Tournament when he was guillotine choked by Overeem. A total elimination, 2005. Of course, he's had to endure many personal demons. And Vitor Belfort hoping to get back into the winning ways here in Pride Fighting Championships. Of course, Takahashi, the first Pancrase heavyweight champion, has come up short in his 2 appearances in Pride.
I got to tell you what, I've been through. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's it! Oh, that's it! Oh my gosh! Vitor's back! Oh my gosh! That was the fastest hand speed I've seen in him in probably 3 or 4 years. That was incredible. His hand speed was absolutely amazing.
We talk about Vitor Belfort being an enigma. He was a phenom when he defeated current Pride World Middleweight Champion Vanderlei Silva in 44 seconds in Brazil. He brought back some of that glory with that knockout.
Safety is always the first issue for every fighter in the Pride Fighting Championships. That's what's called a flash knockout. I know a lot of people are used to seeing in boxing the 8 count and the 10 count, giving a guy time to recover. You do not give a man time to recover after taking a hit like that put him right to the canvas. Vitor Belfort, as you can see the replay here, comes right back in, does a nice sprawl, throws a nice, an incredible...
青コーナー195センチ 94.9 キロアリスター
Alistair Demolition Man Overeem is 26, 6'5", 210 pounds, 7-4 in Pride Fighting.
赤コーナー191センチ 94.6 キロアントニオ・ホジェリオ・ノゲラ
Antonio Rogério Nogueira is 30, 6'2", 210 pounds, 7-1 in Pride.
I want to raise a quick point before we get started here. If you look on the back of Overeem's neck, he has some tape called kinesio tape. And what it does basically is it works with the lines of the muscle to help. He obviously has a bad neck, and that's just to keep it from hurting him and be able to continue to fight.
Judge! Ready? Fight!
The rematch is underway. It was at Pride 29 when Antonio Rogério Nogueira beat Overeem via unanimous decision. In that fight, Overeem was suffering from a touch of the flu. No excuse, just a fact. And in fact, in his last appearance here in Pride at the open weight tournament's first round, when he lost via Nakamura to Fabrício Werdum, his first submission loss in his career, Overeem was recovering from no surgery. So he's had some bad luck, but off to a pretty good start here with those high kicks against Nogueira.
You know, coming from Amsterdam, he's got that reach, that length of that, especially with that Muay Thai ability, the kickboxing that Amsterdam is so famous for. You know, they're just incredible. He's really, really flexible, Overeem is. So even with his height, he still gets a really, really long reach as well. Very athletic. We can see a lot of action on his part, as long as his cardio has always been an issue with him. If he's in great shape, then we should have a high action on his part.
Believe it or not, it's been over a year since we've seen Nogueira in action. In one of the best matches of 2005, he was defeated by Mauricio Shogun in a back-and-forth contest at Critical Countdown 2005. So he's had a lot of time to rest up, train with Brazilian top team, and right now a pretty good stand-up effort here by both fighters going through that proverbial feeling out process, Trig.
I'm really concerned about how Nogueira has his hands down. You know, his left hand, his right hand, because he's a left-handed fighter like I am. He's leading with his right hands down around his chest a little bit. It's going to leave him open for a strike into his head. Got to keep your hands up when you're competing, especially against a guy like Overeem, who's so quick with his hands, so quick with his feet. You've got to keep your hands up.
Of course, Overeem, a product of Golden Glory in Holland, that country known for its preeminent strikers, known for his vicious knee attacks. has also put together a pretty good string of submission victories with a guillotine choke.
He's really got a great guillotine choke. Just all of a sudden started catching everybody. Caught Vitor Belfort. We saw, in some of the highlights earlier when he was walking in. Oh, great underhook step in by Nogueira. Good. Okay, well, that's the smart position because he's better on the bottom than he is standing up with a guy like Overeem, but he's got to protect himself.
Overeem delivering a nice strike to the abdomen, posturing, creating that distance necessary for the power that is behind those strikes. Nogueira, of course, along with his twin brother, Rodrigo Nogueira, under the tutelage of the likes of Murilo Bustamante and Zé Mario Sperry, a Brazilian top team. When he's on his back, that's usually spells trouble for his opponents, but Nogueira busy right now.
Overeem's being a lot more patient than I've seen him in the past. He's not really trying to go crazy. He's sitting back great up kick.
And he'll admit it that he's had a problem with gassing in the past, and you're right. I mean, he's definitely a lot more calm, cool, and collected in the early going of this fight as we pass the 3-minute mark of this rematch between Overeem and Nogueira. And thus far, a pretty entertaining bout, again, going with that high head kick, so mixing up his strategy a bit.
You got to be careful, though, going to the well one too many times, though, when you keep going with that same leg kick. Even if it's a different kick, even if you switch it from front kick to leg kick to head kick.
That's right, because if you keep delivering it like that and begin to telegraph it, Nogueira's going to go in for the shoot and the takedown.
He's got a pretty weird right hook he throws, too, because he's a right-handed boxer. Most guys, when they throw that right, will throw it straight down the pipe. Overeem tends to throw his right almost like a hook. So he steps into it and throws it with as he steps in, almost like he's going to throw a kick. He steps in and throws that hard hook. If you're not paying attention, he'll catch it right on the jaw.
Overeem, one of the taller fighters in the sport at 6'5", 3-inch height advantage over Nogueira, and thus far keeping Nogueira at a distance with those kicks.
Yeah, Overeem's just a little bit taller than me. Just just about 8 inches.
Nice inside kick and beautiful head kick, and Overeem really doing well with those kicks here in the first round.
Starting to take his time, starting to let him up. He's been very active as of late, too. He's been fighting quite a bit, so it's actually to his advantage now. With Nogueira, like you said, hasn't competed in a year.
Nice combination, though, there for Nogueira, shooting up that jab as well, but Overeem continuing to attack that lead leg, which for the southpaw is his right leg, and now moving in is Overeem.
The filling out process is pretty much done now. Both these guys are starting to pick up the pace a little bit.
Beautiful inside low leg kick again by Overeem. Nogueira trying to, like you say, Trig, test the waters here and really just looking for an opening to get this fight inside, maybe do some dirty boxing leading to a takedown.
There's so many new guys in the sport now out here. When I train a lot of my students out there out there in El Segundo, we really got to tell them, really got to concentrate on them. Keep those hands up. You really got to keep those hands up.
Nice leg kick again by Overeem. And when you talk about Brazilian top team, and that one hurt.
Gosh.
That one made Nogueira wince.
Wow, you can see the redness starting to come on his leg. He's taking all these kicks. You can look at Nogueira's right leg on the outside of it, his thigh, just below his short line. He's starting to get a little red from the contact.
Brazilian top team usually is synonymous with submissions, but they have been working with the Brazilian Olympic boxing coach, and in fact, Nogueira's have spent time doing some boxing, in fact, and right now, though, due to the kicking aspects of Overeem's game, he's getting the better of this matchup.
This is a little weird for me. I don't understand why Nogueira's not stepping inside. Why he's not trying to...
I think it's those kicks that he's feeling the effects of there, and he is being kept from the doing the shot right now. I mean, look at the discoloration.
He really didn't even try to shoot except for that one time in the very beginning and just jump guard. I think he needs to get inside. You don't want to stay outside with a boxer. You want to get inside as quickly as possible and try and tie him up. Use your punching, use your kicking to work yourself inside.
Overeem fighting the perfect fight thus far, as you can see him in the center of the ring. And now Nogueira tries to push forward a bit. But the stick and move here of Overeem. Very busy. Nice inside leg kick, and that's got to really begin to take its toll.
Knee!
Nogueira, and a nice left hand by Overeem, and a knee strike.
Jeez. If a guy's throwing at me, Mauro, at least in my mind.
Nice
great takedown. Nice leg sweep.
Secured by Nogueira into the half butterfly. And now Overeem going to try to maneuver, maybe go for a Kimura if he gets the opportunity here.
If you're going to throw a bunch of knees and kicks at me, and I know that you better have a better
nice
game.
attempt at a submission here. A key lock submission attempt by Overeem.
He bails out. Nice job. Great going to it. But if I got a guy throwing a bunch of knees and kicks at me and he's better at the stand-up game than I am, I'm going to wait for him to throw a knee, wait for him to throw a kick, step right inside when he's off balance a little bit, get in there and tie him up, and at least try to take it to the ground.
Now it's Nogueira trying to create some distance, and he definitely, with 3 minutes left, has to begin earning the judges' favor because thus far, Alistair Overeem has fought a pretty good fight, but this is where Nogueira is at his most dangerous.
Really needs to get his wrist free. Overeem's done a good job of tying him up a little bit. Needs to pass the guard. Not too many guys right now, at least thus far in the night, have been doing the ground and pound and trying to pass. They've been content to kind of stay where they end up in half or end up in guard.
The one good thing for Nogueira is that right now the action is taking place in the Brazilian top team corner, and he's getting instructions yelled at him by the likes of Mario Sperry.
Always helps me out when I'm fighting a guy in my corner.
Marilla Bustamante.
Oh, he's got one hand. Oh, bad. Almost in a Overeem probably won't get it, but it was in a triangle position.
Some short hammer fists there by Nogueira. Like, is he kind of just biding his time because he's not doing a lot to try to escape?
And he really doesn't need to. He's really not much danger. Really, he can't be pushed any further back. He's kind of caught by the ropes right now, so Nogueira can only do so much. He's blocking most of the punching, most of the striking. Got his knees up, keeping Rodrigo away from him, so he's actually doing a pretty good job. He's really not in any danger.
For the most part, doing a good job of controlling the wrist as well.
Really needs to bring his knees up. See how his legs are kind of slack. He's really not doing anything with his legs. But we need to start moving his legs. Oh, good job.
There's a try at a guard pass, beautifully blocked by Overeem.
Going the other way.
Good hip movement here by Overeem as well, but now...
And half guard. At least made a movement to half guard. Now he's in a pretty good position. If you watch Nogueira, what he's going to try to do, I think, is bring his right toe, bring his right heel all the way up to it. There he goes. Brought it all the way up to his butt and stepped out. Now he's completely past it right now. He's in side control.
Final minute of the opening round. Dominated early by Overeem with the kicking, and now in the last few minutes, controlled by Nogueira on the ground.
Good job getting back to guard. Wow, great work on by Overeem. Nogueira needs to try to get past that guard again.
I guess the long limbs of Overeem in this case also play a hindrance in that aspect, right?
Yeah, definitely. Every time I fight a guy that's longer than me, I always have a little bit of a problem getting by him.
Nice up kick delivered there by Overeem. Less than 30 seconds now remaining in the opening round. 1 10-minute round, 2 5-minute rounds. Here in Pawel.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful up kick that jacked the jaw of Nogueira coming in.
I mean, literally, Mauro, you can hit the Nogueira brothers with a truck.
Yeah,
and they
no
keep
doubt
coming.
about it. They
literally.
are so tenacious, so resilient, and you're right.
End of the first.
Very entertaining opening 10 minutes of action, and really a great job so far by Alistair Demolition Man Overeem here in the rematch.
So doing a really, really good job. It's, looks, I got to tell you what, you look at the differences in the corners. Overeem is standing up, facing his corner, talking to him. Nogueira's sitting down, looks to be a little bit more tired if you had to judge the tiredness of each corner. If I'm in Overeem's corner, I'm going to tell him, keep doing what you're doing, but be a little bit more active on the bottom. Be a little bit more controlling. Try to get back to your feet. Keep pushing the pace of this fight. If I'm in Nogueira's corner, I'm going to tell him, look, you've got to get back inside. You've got to get this to the ground. You get on top, pass his guard, get a good position, look to hit him a couple, 3, 4, 5 times, and then immediately switch to a submission. He's got to use the submission game because that's what the Brazilian top team is the best at, the submission game.
Do you think also that 12-month hiatus, it's been over a year for Nogueira, did we see a little bit of that ring rust in the opening 10 minutes?
I would never say that any fighter comes in with any kind of ring rust, but yeah, we did see it. As we take a look at a little bit of the replay here, he steps in, great check kick, and if you see how he kicks through, Overeem kicks all the way through both legs. He's not just kicking to the front leg, he's trying to kick out both legs. As we see Nogueira go straight to that leg sweep and bring him down. And Overeem did a great job having no fear of switching to a submission.
I was just going to say, one of the top submission fighters in the sport in Antonio Rogério Nogueira. What were your thoughts of Overeem's defense?
Did a great job in defense, did a great job hitting some offense. I mean, I'm really impressed. And
look at this up kick.
It gets caught with another one. It's 2 straight up kicks as you're coming in. Now, hey, it's great to be tough. It's great to have a really hard head, a really tough chin. but you don't want to take that many kicks like that because it makes it difficult for you to recover later on.
And if your last name isn't Nogueira, you really don't want to take an up kick like that.
I'm telling you what, I've been up kicked a couple of times in my fights. I really don't like taking them. I'm not the smartest kid in the world. You know, it takes a couple of those, and it makes it difficult for me to think straight when I'm coming later on in the fight.
Well, as you've said on more than one occasion, you have had a fifth grade education, though, so you're doing all right, Trick.
I'm going back for my GED next week, so we might be able to get this worked out if I get my GED. Right now I'm at the 7th grade level. Still a precarious situation for me. I'm not very good at trigonomics.
Couple of fighters with their PhDs in MMA about to go at it once again here in the second round.
Round 2.
The who's who of MMA in the corner. Just had my buddy of mine, Maha Sakurai, handed me my first MMA loss. I'd like to bring that up for everybody since I cry about it at night still.
And Overeem beginning the second round the way he was successful in the first with a couple of leg kicks to that lead leg of Nogueira. Nogueira, though, a little busier with his hands here in the early going.
Really is getting busier, but honestly, if I'm his corner guy, I gotta tell him, if I'm sitting Brazilian top team corner, I'm telling him, get inside, use your strikes to get inside, tie him up, get him to the ground.
That strike seemed to get the better of Overeem, backed up into the ropes a bit. Now in the clinch, delivers a knee, another knee strike, and Nogueira punches out of trouble. Nice jab, finds its mark.
So far, if we take a look at the criteria, effort to finish the fight by KO submission, Overeem actually has done both of those. Take a look at damage to your opponent. Oh my goodness, wow.
Overeem, and you can see Nogueira stunned now, just trying to hold on. Overeem goes downstairs once again, so Overeem mixing it up. Downstairs and upstairs, a wild left there by Nogueira, and Overeem keeps going to that lead leg, Trig.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Wow.
And even if Overeem wants to, or Nogueira wants to begin getting busier with his hands, your power's derived from that leg.
Yeah, and he's losing his balance. It's going to be hard for him to start to make motions. It's going to be hard for him to start changing his level. Talking about, the second criteria is damage to your opponent. Obviously, Overeem.
Nice
oh, my
right
goodness.
Up the middle.
Obviously, Overeem is one of the damage to your opponent criteria as well.
He is chopping down that lead leg as Alistair Overeem, and you can see desperation beginning to sink in now for Nogueira with those wild left hands.
It's really strange. You got a right-handed orthodox style of Overeem versus a left-handed guy like Nogueira. Nogueira should be throwing these straight lefts, straight down the center, trying to loosen him up, trying to lighten him up. If he's going to stay on his feet, he's got to be busier. Got to be busier. Nogueira's, he's content, obviously, right now to stay up, and it looks like to be his game plan. If that's the case, he's got to keep moving his hands. Quick jab in there. Nice ability with that jab.
And credit the corner, Martin de Jong, Lucien Carban, for switching up the game plan from the first fight. Again, at
oh my goodness,
and Nogueira caught him with that left hand.
Stunned.
And Overeem is hurt. Wait a minute, the corner now throwing in the towel.
Oh my goodness.
So obviously, they did not want to take any chances with Alistair Overeem. Unfortunately, a fight in which he was doing very well in comes to a very surprising end as Antonio Rogério Nogueira records the victory here in the second round.
That's incredible. He got stunned. He did. He caught him with that straight left. He snapped his head back, caught him right in the chin. That's what I was saying. You got to keep those. If you're a left-handed guy versus a right-handed guy, straight lefts down the center. Keep throwing those lefts. That's going to lighten your guy up. Right when I said that, that's what Nogueira did. That's how he wins the fight.
Opponent, 178 cm, 91.7 kg, Evangelista Cyborg!
Evangelista Cyborg Santos is 28'5'9", 198 pounds, making his debut in Pride Fighting Championships.
178 cm, 92.9 kg, Nakamura Kazuhiro!
Kazuhiro Nakamura is 27'5'11", 205 pounds, 8-5 in Pride.
I was going to say before the announcements, I think Cyborg is the only guy I know that has better fingernails than my toenails.
Well, he's definitely a rather ominous-looking figure, very dangerous-looking fighter, and with a name like Cyborg, with the tattoos, you see Mike Tyson on his abdomen. In fact, he has another tattoo on his neck that says, "So Deus pode me julgar," Portuguese for "Only God can judge me."
Ready? Fight!
Cyborg has his fingernails painted black as always, which, and he, like myself, he gets a pedicure and a manicure, but he paints his fingernails instead of his toenails like I do.
Nakamura, a judoka under Hidehiko Yoshida at the Yoshida dojo, but also known for a pretty good right hand and going for the shoot there early. Good takedown defense so far by Cyborg, who's also known for his knockout power, but the takedown achieved by Nakamura.
Great job by Nakamura. He was almost lost that, almost had bad position, and just basically took another half a shot, got back in there and twisted it down.
Cyborg representing Shoot-a-Box, so you'll know that he is going to be very aggressive, always looking for the knockout. Nakamura right now trying to pass the guard, half butterfly, and looking for a bit of an elevator sweep there was Cyborg, but a good position here for Nakamura.
Nakamura really does a great job on the ground. I got to be honest with you. If I'm Cyborg, I want this back on my feet as quickly as possible. Cyborg, see how he has his right hand around his neck. He can't sit there. His left hand's caught underneath his leg. He's in a really bad position.
He
needs to get space.
Here.
He's got to push away. He can't stay here. He's tough as nails. He can take a lot of those hits, but he shouldn't be doing it right now.
Nakamura with a flurry of right hands. Of course, the last time we saw Nakamura in action against his former training partner, Josh Barnett, a precursor of the open weight tournament, as he lost via rear naked choke at Pride 31.
He's really got to push away. Cyborg's got to get out of this position. He's in a bad spot right here.
Back to half guard, but Nakamura doing a good job of making the most of it here, neutralizing that arm again, Trig.
Doing a great job. He's sitting back on. I don't know why Cyborg keeps throwing that arm in there. He's keeping his head in there tight. It's kind of hard to hit a guy from this position when the guy's underneath you as much because he's really against your hip. Can't get much pressure, but you really don't want to be here. Cyborg, if he takes his right hand, puts it across Nakamura's face, starts to push away and get his hips out.
One of Nakamura's goals, as we mentioned, for the year 2006 was to win the Pride World Middleweight title. The first time he was stopped by strikes was against the current Pride World Middleweight champ, Vanderlei Silva, at Critical Countdown 2005. But so far doing a good job of controlling Cyborg and really opening up with those right hands, some hammer fists as well.
Because he's caught in the half guard right now, Nakamura has no space to throw any kind of knees. If he does, it just wouldn't hit anything worth the spot. So he's got to stay. He really needs to get out of this half guard. He's trying now, bring that knee up. He's getting ready to get full side. If he can get his foot, if he can get his toe down, he'll get full side. He's kind of caught here a little bit.
He's just got his foot hooked there. Otherwise, he'd have a guard pass into side control. There's a nice short knee delivered by Nakamura.
All the way out. There he goes, side. Good position, attacking that arm.
And that far arm could be going for an Americana here. Nice knee to the head by Nakamura, totally controlling Cyborg from the bottom.
Looks like he has a tattoo of El Chair on his right arm right there, his right bicep, as Nakamura's trying to attack the arm and holding it up.
Nakamura relentless with a barrage of right hands now. The fans here at the Saitama Super Arena reacting to every shot. So far, it's, documented that Cyborg can take a punch.
It's not those punches because they're so tight to his body, they're so short, they're not really doing that much damage. But remember, collectively, if you're only hitting someone with 1% of your power, but you hit him 100 times, it's going to add up.
Looking for the armbar is Nakamura, far side armbar there. Cyborg escaping, and Cyborg trying to reverse the situation, but Nakamura really doing a great job of controlling the position and delivering the strikes. Almost going for a... There it is, the Americana.
Has to pack a break, needs to bring his elbow, needs to slide everything down to Cyborg's hip. It's too far away, it's too hard up. He could probably slide this out, doesn't have the wrist tight enough.
Like you say, he needs to bring his own elbow to the body, and now...
He's not going to get it, it's too far up. Nakamura needs to bring the elbow all the way down to Cyborg's hip and then start it. What we call it in my gym, the R1 Training Center, is packing it. He needs to pack it. It's too far away from his body. I think Cyborg's going to be able to get himself out of this one.
Wrenching it here. Could be wrenching the shoulder here. The way he has it positioned, not so much more a wrist lock, Trig, instead of the shoulder here. Look where the pressure is.
Now, you're exactly right, Mo. Switch to the shoulder position because he let the key lock go. He's putting pressure on the shoulder. Cyborg should be able to get out of this, though. All he has to do is turn his hips in a little bit and push away.
And again, there is a danger if he does not submit that Nakamura, extending all of this energy, could pay for it later on, but doing a good job of maintaining position. And again, still going for it. The shoulder is over. He taps out. Nakamura victorious via submission at Critical Countdown. Absolute 2006.
赤コーナーよりアントニオ・オド ます。
One of the reasons I became enamored with mixed martial arts back in the day was the artistry these athletes perform on the ground. And when it comes to submission fighting, this matchup will feature the Rembrandt and the Picasso of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Take your pick. The first Pride World Heavyweight Champion, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, against a multiple-time BJJ World Champion in Fabrício Werdum.
Well, you've dubbed him the submission magician. And that is exactly what Nogueira is. Antonio is truly a magician. But Werdum, he is not, by any means, any less in the game. The only difference is in this fight actually is going to be that, one, Nogueira is the better overall all-around fighter and had a little bit more time in the MMA ring to make his craft happen.
Well, Nogueira concedes the fact that in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Werdum is the better fighter. But you're right. He says no. He's the more complete fighter than Werdum. We're about to find out.
これより第2試合を行います。青コーナー193センチ105キロ。
Fabrício Go Horse Werdum is 28'6'4", 231 pounds, 4-1 in Pride Fighting Championships.
赤コーナー191センチ111キロ。
Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira is 36'3", 245 pounds, 15-2-1, no contest in Pride Fighting.
Antonio said he can knock him out, and I believe that he can if he chooses to let his hands fly. I think he's got the better hand game here.
Fabrício Werdum idolized Nogueira. He says that he's the reason he started training in MMA, but right now that respect's got to be thrown out of the ring. This is war here tonight.
Judge. Ready, fight!
So Nogueira, the much better striker, according to many people. Werdum has shown that he has a bit of an aptitude in striking, and working with the likes of Mirko Krokop, you know that he's just going to get better and better.
He definitely knows how to throw punch. Oh, he's already rocked. Oh my gosh.
Nogueira goes in for the kill, passes the guard.
He hit him hard. That was straight down the pipe, straight center. Good recovery though. But here's the thing, for a guy like Nogueira, he needs to get back up to his feet right now. Back out, there we go. He needs to get up to his feet. He knows he has a better shot of winning this fight.
We talk about the submission skills of these fighters, but again, this is mixed martial arts. And Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira so far getting the better of the stand-up exchange against Fabrício Werdum. Nice tie clinch and knee delivered by Werdum as we take a look at the Pride World Heavyweight Champion, someone who Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira would definitely like to fight again, as it was Emelianenko who defeated Nogueira to become Pride Champ.
It's amazing to see Werdum recovering, and he's coming right back.
Combination by Werdum.
I thought for sure this fight was going to be very, very close to being over, but just the fortitude of how good these guys are as far as cardiovascular. They're able to recover very, very quickly from a stunning blow.
And Trig, as we take a look at these two fighters, I mean, you talk about, you just said how his recovery and how quick it was. I mean, the athletes who train in mixed martial arts, as Nogueira now has him along the ropes and Werdum sidesteps it. I mean, really mention just how hard and how disciplined these fighters do train.
Well, let me tell you what, the great Dan Gable, legendary wrestling coach, said it best. The harder I train, the better cardiovascular, the better condition I'm in to compete, the luckier I get every time I fight. And it's true. They're all incredible at how well they do with their ability to recover from these blows, because they work so hard, 3, 4, 5 hours at a time, just training cardiovascularly.
You know, that jab by Werdum beginning to connect on Nogueira, another flurry of punches there, and that jab becoming Werdum's friend here now as he goes for the overhand right and comes back with a left of his own again. Now it's Nogueira's turn with the jab.
Nice snappy jab. It's really getting inside there. He's digging him out a little bit. If you hit him one time with that jab, come right back with a cross. You got to get it in there. Combos, combos, combos. Legendary boxing coaches always tell you punch in bunches.
That's right, punches in bunches, and so far we've seen just that here from Werdum and Nogueira. And again, we talk about the multiple disciplines, but the cross-training era alive and well. You have to be a complete fighter in order to be successful here in Pride Fighting Championships. And two of the greatest ground fighters in the world showcasing their stand-up skills here. Nice teep, they call it in Muay Thai, which is actually a leg jab for lack of a better term there, but a good push kick by Werdum.
I mean, it's incredible. You know, these guys, none of them really you don't have to be super exceptional in any one discipline, but you've got to be better than average in all of them if you want to be able to survive here in the Pride ring.
And that's why mixed martial arts is the new boxing of the millennium, the sport that is taking over the world. You see everything. And are you a bit surprised, though, considering their resumes, their pedigrees, that Werdum is willing to stay standing here now with Nogueira?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he's very willing to stay standing. I don't think Nogueira's giving him an opportunity to get in position to get it to the ground. And both these guys respect each other's ground game so much that they're really not going to push the issue to try to get it down. The one spot, if you know you got a guy that's incredible black belt in jiu-jitsu, and you are too, you might have a shot of knocking him out if you keep it on the feet.
Nice flurry there. Nice uppercut and a knee in return from Werdum. Now pushing it, but a good body lock there by Nogueira, and a great sweep there to take it down.
Good job from Werdum. He was completely passed on the way down, but he got back to guard immediately as soon as he hit the ground. Excellent jiu-jitsu skills.
Great fight here in the second round of the open weight tournament. The winner will advance to the Final Four. Final Conflict Absolute 2006, but right now Nogueira working in the guard of Werdum. And this should be very fun to watch, Trig. Two of the very best showcasing their ground skills.
Let's see who's got the better ability to, in this position, we got to see if Nogueira's got a better job at ground and pound, or if Werdum's got a better job moving his hips and getting to a submission.
You know, we talk about this being a chess match when it's on the ground. Both of these then grandmasters, and right now it's Nogueira creating that space.
Both these guys
as well.
Both these guys are thinking 3-4 moves ahead. That's
just going to say, you can almost see the wheels turning in their head there. Werdum just focusing his stare at Nogueira. Very calm, very cool, very collected here.
Pushing up on the hip.
And again, it's not about strength or power when it's on the ground, is it, Trig? It's all about just exploiting what your opponent gives to you.
Well,
exploiting the gap.
You know what, Mauro? It is about strength and power, but it's a different kind of strength and power. It's strength and power in your hips, in your legs, in your abs, as opposed to that American belief of strength and power in your arms. It's all about how well you move your hips. That's where your strength and power comes from. So these guys made up very strong as far as a bench press, or as far as doing pull-ups, but they're very strong at moving their hips and getting their legs up, and they've got great flexibility.
You can see a bit of that flexibility there as Werdum busy on the ground. And look at Nogueira now, standing up, moving away, and inviting Werdum to maybe get back up on his feet. The referee will make him do so now. In the opening round of the open weight tournament, Nogueira eliminated Zuluzinho with an armbar, a total elimination absolute 2006. That same night, it was Werdum handing Alistair Overeem his first submission loss. And that's how they got here to the quarterfinals.
Quick jabs, both guys starting to throw the punches a little bit better.
We've passed the midway point of round number one. Nice combination thrown there by Nogueira.
Well, Nogueira's just a little bit more relaxed with his punching game. See how his shoulders are relaxed? He's got a little bit more relaxed in what he's doing. When Werdum starts to stand up, to start to strike a little bit, he brings his shoulders up. He gets a little tight.
Nogueira pressing the action, as you see. Werdum backing up. Sometimes, though, that can also be a bit of a ploy, right, Trig? Baiting him in?
Absolutely. Some of the hardest punching I ever got was chasing a guy down. He backed up and hit me with a hook. You know, you got to be very careful when you're stalking a guy. You can't chase guys when you're boxing. You got to stalk them down. Take your time. Pick your position.
Werdum shoots out that jab. That one connected.
Not much head movement either one of these guys defensively. They're just kind of staying right there in the pocket. That's why he's getting caught with that jab.
Again, for Werdum, though, he should be maybe moving laterally, side to side, and moving straight back. He's just presenting that open target to Nogueira. And there you see that jab landing again. Wild punch thrown by Werdum. Now a little more movement, but Nogueira, just like you said, very patient.
Stalking his man down like a tiger in the jungle. Whoa! Good job on that hook. The best thing with Werdum, what he's doing right now, is he's just backing up, hitting the ropes, and that's when he goes lateral, Mara. Like you said, he needs to move a lot more left to right in the center of the ring.
Oh! A shot that tags Werdum. He's on his back. And again, just like in the early going of the fight, able to recover here, but Nogueira, on 2 occasions, has put Werdum on his back.
Now he's got see right now, back up, get him back to his feet. Get him back up to his feet right now. If I'm in Nogueira's corner, bring him back out. Werdum wants to try to slide in there and stay down. He stopped, they gotta bring it up.
Nogueira has 2.5 minutes to finish the fight if he intends to do so here in the opening round.
Gotta keep leading with that hook and throw that right after. Throw that hook.
Nice jab.
He's still a little wobbly, Werdum is. You can see it in his eyes a little bit. Doing a good job, though, trying to recover. See how he's backing out now. Now he's really trying to step away.
But he's also being given that opportunity to recover here. Not a very aggressive follow-up by Nogueira, but maybe, again, he's respecting his opponent, fellow Brazilian.
Maybe feel something out there that just because what you see from the sidelines, whether we do have great front row seats, we see from the sidelines not the same as being actually inside those ropes.
Although it's funny, since he was brought down the second time, we're seeing a little bit more head movement from Werdum, avoiding the jab now, a little more bobbing and weaving. So good recovery here for Fabrício Werdum, but again, he continues to backpedal as we are into the final 90 seconds of the opening 10-minute round of this, the second round of the open weight tournament. Who will be the best absolute fighter in the world?
We've got to, really want to see Nogueira catch him in the corner right now. I see he keeps letting him out of this corner. Needs to step in and keep him pinned in the corner.
Now he's going downstairs with a couple of kicks, but he has given Werdum the opportunity, again, like you said, Trig, to recover. And lots of time left, however, in the fight as we head into the final minute of the opening 10 minutes. Again, he's got him in the corner. Nice body shot. Wow. Combination going upstairs as well.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Werdum just dropped him to the guard.
Yeah, I think you wanted to pull guard there.
He's tired of running. I think he's getting tired of running, backing up the whole time. It's very frustrating when you keep getting backed out.
And Nogueira doing a very good job of backing up Werdum. Has tagged him on myriad occasions thus far, has put him down twice.
Big step to his right, Nogueira. If he takes a big step to his right, to put him right in the corner. Rocked him again. He keeps hitting him. He keeps putting him back. He keeps putting him in danger with that big hook. He needs to keep leading with it.
Werdum trying to hammer fist there. Just dropping the sledgehammer that missed, but a nice, crisp jab delivered there by Nogueira. Again, he's worked with the Cuban national boxing team. We don't have to tell you what Cuba's done at the Olympics in the sweet science. Nice body by Nogueira. There's his twin brother, Rogério, cheering him on, and again he comes in, lunges in with another left. Werdum, it looks like, is going to survive the opening round into the final 10 seconds. Trig?
Got drop tries to in this first round, and it doesn't look like he's going to get all the way through this.
An entertaining opening 10 minutes. Not exactly the way maybe some people expected the fight to go, but a great stand-up war here between Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira and Fabrício Werdum as